My name is Jessica and I like making stuff. Today I'm going to show you how to make a lacquered pendant necklace. Okay, so there's a few things you're going to need for this project. You're going to need an image for your image pendant. I am using this picture of Tesla. You can use any picture you want. You can use a photo as long as you know the area that you want is going to fit on the pendant that you're going to use. This is the other thing that you'll need. You'll need a little pendant like this, a blank pendant. Can be any sort of style that you want. This is a very simple bezel cup pendant in antique bronze. So your picture, you're going to want to measure it to make sure that it will fit in here. This is about 1 inch by half an inch. So I've printed this to be slightly bigger than that. You want it to be very slightly bigger because you're going to want to trim it. To lacquer it, I use this stuff. It's called 3D Crystal Lacquer. There's also one that's called Diamond Glaze, but I find this one is the best one that I've used because it doesn't, you don't end up with so many bubbles in your lacquer when you put it on. You're also going to need some glue to put your image onto the pendant. You can just use a little bit of the lacquer to stick it onto the pendant, but I like to use this stuff. It's called E6000 industrial strength glue. It's easiest to get it in little tiny tubes like this. It's not very expensive. The other thing I'm going to use, well, that's what you'll need to make the actual pendant. But to put it on a necklace, I'm going to use a length of antique bronze chain like this. I've pre-cut this to be, well, I'm taking it apart to be about 18 inches or 46 centimeters long, but you can measure it around your neck just to see how long you actually want it. You're also going to need a little clasp like this one, like this parrot clasp, and a couple of jumprings like that, little antique bronze jumprings. One is for the clasp and one is to put the pendant onto the chain. So what I'm going to do first is cut out the image. So I have my little image here. You get the pendant, kind of put it on here. This is a little bit small for it, but I wanted to get in the entire thing, so I'm not too fussed about that. What I do is I get my fingernail and push it around the edges of the pendant like that to make sure it fits in. Do it on the other side. Then you can get your image out of there. See, it's like got the shape of the pendant now, so you can cut around that. And now you have a little paper image that will fit into your pendant or bezel cup, like that. So you want to glue that in there using either a couple of drops of your lacquer or the E6000. You don't need very much, only a little bit, because it will basically stay in there with the lacquer anyway. Also, if you put too much down, it can soak through your paper and it won't look very good. So Tesla. Next thing you're going to want to do is put the lacquer on. Alright, so this is how you put the lacquer on. Just be very gentle, start with just little drops and gently push it towards the edges. You may also want to put a very thin, if you're worried about the paper and soaking through the paper, you may want to put a very thin layer of lacquer down first and paint it on with a paintbrush and let that dry. It won't take very long, and then put the thicker layer of the crystal lacquer over the top. I want it to go right to the edges. Make sure there's no bubbles in it. If there are, you can just pop them. So the lacquer will take a while to dry. Usually it takes several hours to dry completely. I generally like to leave it overnight. So we'll see how this looks a little bit later on. So it's now the next day and oh my god, it's hot today. But anyways, let's see how the pendant is looking. Okay, it's actually turned out pretty cool. That's what it looks like. Now I'm going to put the chain on it. So what we're going to do is get your chain. First we're going to put the clasp on it and the jump ring that the clasp will attach to. So get your 2 pairs of pliers, open up the jump ring, just like that. Put one end of your chain, thread the jump ring through the end and close it. That will be the jump ring that the clasp will attach to when the necklace is shut. So get your other jump ring, open it up and thread it on to the last link. Now this time get your clasp and thread that onto the jump ring, just like that, and close the jump ring. So now you want to actually shut the necklace, so shut it like that. Now get the chain and pull it so that you've got the clasp in one hand and the other end here. That way you can find exactly where the center of the necklace is, which is where you want your pendant to be. One more jump ring. If you've got a pendant that that has a cut in it that you can twist apart, you can just use that also. If the pendant has got a loop that's just straight like this, you will want to use a jump ring, because otherwise the pendant will hang sideways like that. So yeah. Anyways, open the jump ring. And thread it through the link that is closest to the center. Then thread the pendant onto the jump ring and close it. There you go. Now I have a Tesla necklace. Tesla necklace. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial on how to make a lacquered pendant necklace. They're fairly easy to make. I'll see you next time. Bye!